Hey guys, it's Thomas, and have you ever wanted to hop into filmmaking and photography but not really know what equipment to use? Because equipment can get very expensive, let's be honest. But don't worry, I got some of the solution to that problem. Today we're going to be discussing the best budget gear that every amateur needs. Stay tuned. All right, so let's talk about it. I consider myself an amateur filmmaker and photographer. I haven't been doing this for too long, but I've been involved in filmmaking for a very long time. So now I guess it's my turn to expose myself to the world. And I want to talk about the different things that I've found work for an amateur filmmaker and photographer. So let's talk about cameras at first. The first camera that I found that works really well is the Canon M50. Now the Canon M50 is a camera that shoots in 4K. I'm currently not shooting in 4K because the files are too large and it tends to overheat the camera. So I'm not shooting in 4K, but it has that option. If you're doing, small cinematic sequences, perfect. It shoots really good photos. I love it. I've actually shot a birthday photos and a video with this camera, and I love it. I love this camera for a budget camera, that is, and it comes in at a whopping $579, and I love it because it's less than $1,000. And some more high-end cameras are $1,000 plus, like the Canon R6, which I really want to get really soon, or the Canon R5, or the Canon R, or the Canon R3 that just dropped. But I really love this M50. The next camera that I really looked at when I was coming up looking for a camera to buy was the Canon M200. The Canon M200 is a very small, slim camera that a lot of streamers use. It has interchangeable lenses and it looks really good. Like I said, a lot of streamers use this and they find it to be very helpful for them. The lenses vary, so the quality for their streams are really good, but you can also use it for a beginner camera for recording videos or taking amateur photos. The next camera my first camera that I bought before the M50 was the Canon M6, and I love the M6. I love it because it really exposed me to the world of the mirrorless camera, and it showed me that they aren't really that hard to operate if you really want to learn your camera. And I feel like I've learned a lot of my M50 as well as my M6, but the M6 was the first camera that I really got my hands on and decided to shoot and take photos with. Another good camera that you could use, a budget camera, I would say, the M6 comes in at $400. The Canon M200 comes in at $450, and this next camera, the last one we'll be talking about, is the Canon SL3. The Canon SL3 comes in at $599, and I chose this camera because it's another camera that I decided to pursue before I even got my M50. These cameras are the cameras that I chose because I know for sure that they have flip screens. Now, there are plenty of other budget cameras out there, but these are the ones that I decided to pursue when I was pursuing the camera lifestyle. But they have flip screens, whether that's up or out. The M50 is out, and I think the Canon SL3 screen flips out, but I know the Canon M200 and the Canon M6 screens flip up. Like I said, there are plenty of other cameras. There's Sony, there's Olympia, all type of different cameras, but I love Canon. Next up, we're gonna be talking about the lenses. When it comes down to lenses, a lot of cameras come with kit lenses when you first purchase them. The kit lens is the lens that comes with the kit. It's not all that great, but it is fantastic when you're starting off. They actually, when I first got it, it surprised me that it was so good and so well. I actually like my kit lens, and I use it more than I thought I would. But when it comes down to other lenses, especially the lenses that you see your Peter McKinnons and all of them use, those lenses are $1,000 and sometimes more. So we will discuss other lenses that I've found to work. And the first one I'm going to talk about is this one, this beautiful lens right here, which is the Canon 50mm f1.8. I love this lens. This is actually my favorite lens, you know, the nifty 50. I love, well, not my favorite lens, but it's my go-to lens. You know, it gives fantastic quality. It's very sharp. I love it a lot. But 125 for a fantastic nifty 50 lens that gives you fantastic shots, whether that's from the cinematography side or whether that's from the photo side. It's a really, 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 really great lens. The next lens that we're going to be discussing is the lens that I actually have on this camera now that I'm using, which is the Sigma 17 to 70 millimeter f2.8 to 4. I love this lens because it's a zoom lens. It's very versatile. You can use it anytime, any place. I like it. I like it a lot. This lens, it has autofocus and all of that great stuff. It's a really good lens and I love it. I love it a lot. This lens comes in at $437 on Amazon. Still less than $500 for a really, really good lens. The next lens that I have is actually a pancake lens from Canon. It is a Canon 22 millimeter f2 that comes in at $250. I love this lens a lot. This lens actually helped me to record, well, not record, but film a gender reveal, I think last year, and the footage came out fantastic. I love this lens. It's a very nice lens. You know, since it's f2, you get a nice blurry background. It's just a fantastic lens and I love it. Some other things as a amateur filmmaker photographer that you will definitely need is lighting. Whether that's lighting from God himself, that natural lighting, or studio lights or softbox lights. The lighting is very essential and very important when you are starting off, especially because it can make you seem a little bit more professional than you are. But natural light is a go-to. Find a window, car window, whatever, record. Just find good natural light. You don't want your light to be too harsh though against your skin, because it really will blow out your face or your subject or whatever. But make sure that you have good lighting. Next up, we're going to talk about tripods. Tripods are another very, 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 very essential thing. As you probably guessed, this camera that I'm recording with right now is on a tripod. Tripods come in handy and dandy, I promise. I have 3 tripods, plan on getting more just to be safe and secure, to get different feels for different tripods. When buying a tripod though, you want to make sure that they are very sturdy. There are lots of tripods on Amazon that you can go that are less than $50. There are some that are less than $100, obviously. Same thing with the lights. There are a lot of different options you can go with on Amazon, but I suggest you get a tripod so that you don't have to always hold your camera or set it on something that you don't feel secure, is secure or what have you, so you don't end up damaging the camera or your livelihood, so to speak. Obviously, another thing that you may want to get, what I advise you get, is a camera bag. Now, camera bags vary. Obviously, you can get cheap camera bags, you can get camera bags that cost some serious dough. I advise you get a cheap camera bag to protect your camera, but also to protect your wallet. I don't want you to spend $5,000 on a camera bag, or I also don't want you to spend $2 on a camera bag. I want you to get a quality camera bag to protect the camera that you feel like may be your future investment. Obviously, something you will want to use also is a memory card. The memory card that I would like to suggest to you is the 128 gigabyte. Now the 128 is a nice small size, but also a nice large size. It's not too big, but it's not too small. I like, especially starting off when you're not really out here taking pictures or filming everything that moves. You're still trying to find the right things to film, the right things to. I think that the 128 gigabyte is a fantastic size. You can also go bigger, you can go smaller, it all depends on you, but starting off, I think that the 128 gig is fantastic. Also, as a cinematographer on the cinematography side of things, or videographer side of things, I suggest that you get a mic. As of right now, I'm using a lavalier, but my first mic ever was the Takstar SGC 598. I got this for Amazon. I think I spent $25 on it, but luckily for right now, they are $20, so $5 off from when I bought it. The only downside about this mic is the fact that it has battery power. It's a battery powered mic. It isn't phantom, so if I plug it in, I can't use it without a battery, but it sounds fantastic. I love the sound of this mic. This mic sounds really, 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 really good. And this is one of my, actually this is my go-to mic because it's the only mic that I have besides this lavalier that I'm using. But really, 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 really good mic for the price point. Another mic that you can use is less than $100, which there are plenty of mics that are less than $100, but these are ones that I have trust in and faith in. The Rode Video Compact mic. That's a really good mic that a lot of people use. Nice little fluffy dead cat that you see a lot of people have. It is a really good mic, sounds pretty good. I like it, but that's another mic that you can use that's less than $100. When it comes down to editing software, make sure you have a quality editing software that can handle what you plan on doing, whether that's for photos, whether that's for videos. But there you have it. That is all that I have to tell you for today. Stay tuned for the more videos coming out. I'm Thomas. See you later.